Hey guys, I'm Reg Jackson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to scan in your own artworks. To get started, you'll need a scanner, obviously, and you'll need the program that the scanner most likely has come with. I've got this little Epson flatbed scanner. It was not an expensive scanner at all. It was about $150 4 years ago from Officeworks, and it does a brilliant job. It is only A4 size though, so it takes a lot of scans to get a big artwork done. Before we start scanning, we're going to go into the program that you use for your scanner and just make sure that all the settings are set to the highest quality possible so that everything scans absolutely perfect, and for reproduction purposes, it's going to be the best that you can possibly want. Okay, so for scan settings, we're just going to choose photograph, and then mode is photo mode. Then we go down here. I haven't touched these two settings here. They stay as they are. 24-bit color, I leave that as it is. It seems to work fine for me. And then we're just going to change resolution to 300 dpi. That is pretty standard across the board for artworks, and it gives such a great quality scan. It does mean that your scans will take a little bit longer to go through, but I think it is well worth the wait and to spend that extra time to get that high DPI. Just down the bottom here, you can choose the folder where all your scans are going to go to keep them nice and organised. I've already made one here, but all you do is go down to select, and you can excuse the passport photo on there of my partner. I'm sure he'll love that. Just choose where you want all your scans to go, and it just helps to keep things really organised and helps you to find things easier. Keep them all in one spot. Okie doke, so on to the scanning part, the fun part. So I'm scanning a piece that is on flat canvas. You can also do this on a stretched canvas. It's similar but a bit different. I might cover that in another video. What I'm doing here is obviously starting with the corner. I've left about 1 centimetre or so around the edges. This being because the scanner doesn't pick up the edges very well. So I always get away from the edge of the scanner a bit to make sure that I get that whole part of the artwork in. And then we're just gonna pop a heavy book on top. Make sure that everything is evenly distributed over the face of the scanner. Otherwise you get shadows, you get bits of light in where you don't want it, and that's never good. Once that first scan is done, take the book off, and I just sort of feel around for the edge of it with my finger. Go in a little bit, because what you're going to want to do is overlap each of your scans so that when they're getting stitched together, it will be able to pick up what's supposed to join next to each other, if that makes sense. So I just keep my finger in place, as you could see, move it across, try to keep it as even as possible while moving it across. And then you're ready for your next scan. So you're just going to continue scanning across the top of your canvas. Each time, like I said, making sure to overlap each image, because once you get to the stitching part, it's going to be so much easier if you do this. If you don't, like I've been there and I've learnt the hard way, you spend hours and hours scanning, and then you go to stitch it together and it's just a mess. It can't figure it out. So you're better off doing way more scans and taking this extra time while you're scanning, rather than trying to piece it together at the end and it just won't work. Rightio, so the first row is done. So now we need to move down using the same sort of idea as before, measuring with your hand, bringing it back a few centimetres, and then sort of using your finger as a marker for the top of the scanner. Ooh, look at that regrowth. That's not nice. So yeah, then we're just moving down. We're going to get the next row done. So same again. heavy book, scan. Just going to speed this up a bit here so that you can see the whole process but not actually have to watch it in real time, because it is a long process. Probably the longest part is waiting for each scan to load and to save to your computer. I've sort of cut it a little bit here so that you can see it without having to wait. It is probably a few minutes for each scan with that 300 dpi, but like I said, it's worth doing it because you're going to get the highest possible quality scan for your artwork. And we're just finishing off the bottom row here. There was just that little bit left, so just one more row to do, and then she's all scanned in. Okay, so back on the computer, and here's all the files, all the scans from that particular piece. So we've got 16 scans here. That piece was roughly 75 by 55 centimetres. So 16 scans is pretty good, really. Okay, so now I'm going to just show you the quality of the scans. They show up everything. Such a good scanner. The only thing is sometimes it shows up a little bit too much. Because my paintings are fairly textured, it kind of shows up all the texture and probably not in a good way. So in my next video I'll show you how I sort of smooth things out a little bit and just get rid of the ugly bits, like this for example. It's kind of a bit of a shadow where there was a textured piece of paint. Then there's little bits, so I also use oil sticks, and sometimes some of that can come off and onto the screen of the scanner, which then shows up as like an imperfection, like this little bit here. Once I've stitched them together in Photoshop, I edit them out, and I can show you how I do that in another video. Thank you so much for watching today. This is my very first YouTube video, so hopefully I've explained things well enough for you. If there's anything you want to know about this, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. My next video will be all about stitching our images together in Photoshop, so join me for that one, and yeah, I'll see you soon.